Well, we have a lot of updates if you, yes, drive for DoorDash, but a lot of other platforms too. Uber, Amazon Flex, Instacart, and more in this video. And I want to go over the absolute newest updates right here in our monthly newsletter. If you missed this, you can sign up for free. yourdrivermike.com/newsletter. Why though? Because if this is the first time you and I are meeting, you have no idea who I am. My name is Mike. I'm coming to you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've done gig work now for 10 years and in different marketplaces. This is all I do here. I help you make money in different side hustles. So check out story number one here. DoorDash announces big updates, yes, to autonomous delivery, new hardware, AI delivery platforms, and more. It was from this possibly, yes, their biggest update ever. Now, this isn't a complete walkthrough in this video. I just want to get you this news first. If you want the fastest news, get that newsletter. If you want a little bit more in-depth detail, watch live streams or replays like this. And if you want complete breakdowns, look at our summary video on Dash Forward. This probably was the biggest update I have seen in years for Dashers with this Dash Forward event. Why? Because, all right, if you update your gig platform, I've basically done them all. We've seen updates to platforms. Fine, this button is moved around. This is a little bit easier to follow. Fine, right? Quality of life things, fine. But in this event, I mean, they announced this autonomous delivery robot thing, this DoorDash dot number one, number two of, well, frankly, many here. They announced this autonomous delivery platform, an AI-enabled system that decides who gets the offer. Is it you, the Dasher, myself? Is it a robot? So they've partnered with other third-party providers for sidewalk robots. Is it a drone or a dot? That is massive that they have all these arms making these deliveries here. Okay, but what else? Well, they've expanded the DashMart deliveries. So if you have a DashMart, which is their kind of convenience center in your city, they're expanding that. So we talked about more offers possibly from DashMart. Let me know if you like DashMarts, if you even have it in your marketplace. Let me know. And welcome in. I like DashMarts. I have it here in Pittsburgh. I find I typically, not always of course, typically don't have to wait too long at a DashMart. They pull the goods and I just deliver. That's it. I'm not shopping. They pull the goods. It's like Gopuff, if you've ever done Gopuff. And I've done Gopuff as well. If you have done Gopuff, there's an announcement for Gopuff as well in this video. And then they had this SmartScale thing. It's like, all right, you go to the Wendy's. Wendy's and Panera have had this. So the restaurant is going to put it on this auditing system is basically what it is. And it's going to audit for weight, for not wait time, weight pounds, and if it's accurate. Now, DoorDash says this has reduced missing items by 30% in a use case from Panera. Why does that matter to you? Why did DoorDash announce this? Because if I could have less dings or at least complaints from customers, hey, you didn't bring me my biggie size fries. Remember that from Wendy's? We don't have biggie size anymore, but you get the point. You forgot the Frosty in there, man. You forgot the coleslaw, salad, whatever it is. So this is an auditing scale, not you, the restaurants. They put the bag on there, and then the screen says if it's underweight, overweight, or acceptable. Interesting. Now, that is just a flavor of things that they talked about in this Dash Forward event. If you want more info, check out our summary video that we did on Dash Forward. Like this video, my name is Mike, giving you a little bit more detail on our monthly newsletter. Welcome in. Story number two, staying on DoorDash here. They've partnered with another robotics provider. if you're like, I don't really think this robot thing is going to expand, it's not coming to my marketplace, it's a flash in the pan of fancy technology, maybe it's still playing itself out, but it's not going away in the immediate term. So DoorDash partnered with Serve Robotics to bring their delivery platforms, their robots rather, to the delivery platform on DoorDash. And you can see here, now delivering to DoorDash customers in Los Angeles, with more cities to follow. So if you're in a marketplace, I know some areas of Texas, you already have sidewalk robots. We have Arizona piloting their own, that internal DoorDash dot already. And now, this has already been in LA as well, another provider with this Serve Robotics. So no, for better or worse, however you think about this, it's not going away tomorrow. It's not going away the next week. It is expanding. And remember, this goes back into that autonomous delivery platform. So an AI trained platform, let me know what you think about this in the live chat or the comment section. An AI delivery platform will decide who gets that offer, right? Is the offer going to go to one of these? If you're in the LA marketplace, hello, let me know. Let me know if you feel like you've lost out on offers. If you're seeing this, and I forget the other brand, I think it's called Coco, like, are the little sidewalk robots taking all your offers? And this was just announced as well. Earlier last month, this is happening in the background. The reason I send you this newsletter, sure, there's offers in there. If there's potential, partnerships and products and services you might, benefit from, there's some offers, but it's to get you the news quickly. You can read the thing in minutes because you got a lot going on. Moving on to our next story here, a platform that you might not pay attention to, and certainly it's not one of my big platforms. And that's why I try to get you like a different variety of these platforms and just let you know what's out there, give you different options of niches. Because I first started in rideshare, and I did food delivery and then package delivery and then grocery shopping. I did electric scooter charging back in San Diego. I did just parcel delivery only. So look at this platform here. Next is Roadie. It's a platform no one really pays attention to. Roadie, owned by UPS. It's another one of these last mile delivery platforms. You pick up, you deliver, super easy. And because they're super easy, use the one that pays you the most. Even if I've done most of my deliveries now, let's say on DoorDash, or I've done more rides on Uber compared to Lyft, all that stuff can change in a heartbeat. It just depends on who pays you the most. I always say you don't have to have an allegiance to any certain app because you're not even an employee, you're an independent contractor. Use the one app and a niche that pays you the most. And it's going to vary by market. But anyway, Roadie introduced this My Stats feature. My Stats is a feature designed to provide you with clear, actionable feedback on how well you're meeting sender and recipient expectations, helping you stay on top of your game. Now, as we look here, this might remind you, sure, of DoorDash. They have deactivation thresholds and stuff like that. Jose, thank you for the super sticker, longtime viewer, especially live stream viewer. So thank you very much. And you watching this as well. But this might more closely represent Amazon Flex. Amazon Flex has metrics that will basically be like this: acceptable, needs improvement, unacceptable, gone, deactivated. Now there's a problem with this though. And let's look at some of the metrics here. Return rate, right? Just the percent of times that you have a return here. Now, there's other metrics that are coming to Roadie, including on-time delivery, which if you're on time or early with DoorDash, we all love that. XMLDX77, thank you for the 99-cent super chat. I don't see a sticker, so thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. On-time delivery coming to Roadie. I mean, look, it's the same thing that I told you with on-time rate on DoorDash. That is based on what? The on-time rate on DoorDash, which is new. It used to be called on-time or early. It's calculated different now. It is based on the ETA, the estimated time of arrival, on the offer card. So what can change from pickup to drop off? A whole lot. Okay. Problems at pickup, wait time at the restaurant. Roadie is not necessarily restaurants. Roadie's like Home Depot, Lowe's, different local home improvement stores. There still might be wait time. They're busy, right? And they haven't pulled your order yet. There's still wait time. Okay. Well, okay, I'm done with pickup. Delays on the road, unexpected accident that just happened, road closure. Obviously, if there's problems with your vehicle, you can't complete a delivery, but delays, right? At the destination, at drop off now, what problems could arise? Can't find the customer. Found the customer's location, can't reach the customer, can't contact the customer. And that is such a thing that DoorDash, for instance, has said, well, you spent 10 plus minutes at a drop-off location. I mean, let me know in the live chat or the comments, show of hands, if you got that notification. They'll send you a notification on DoorDash that says, hey, you spent 10 plus minutes at a drop-off. Try to drop off faster so you're not sitting around. It's like, I'm not sitting around. It was just, I couldn't find the customer. So I was trying to navigate their huge apartment complex. So it took 10 plus minutes. So going back to Roadie, I'm always a little concerned now, especially because of on-time rate, when companies are going to use on-time delivery, because things can happen. So let's watch that closely. And again, if you don't have time to watch it, I'll watch it for you. So just subscribe here. They're also adding cancellations. Okay, well, that makes sense. Basically all of these platforms have what's called completion rates. The percent of offers that you've accepted, you've committed to doing it, and then how many of those have you canceled? So I get it, cancellations. Actually, some platforms like Zifty Catering will charge you for canceling. That's not a joke. If you cancel on catering platform Zifty, you get deducted a $10 cancellation fee. If it's within, I believe, an hour of your pickup time, something like that. You can check on that for me. But I mean, I get it though, because it wants to hold you accountable. Okay. On-time pickup, because we saw on-time delivery. Yes, same thing, coming to Roadie, on-time pickup, etc. And then they say criteria may be added or removed at any time on Roadie. So, and then they give you tips here. If you'd like me to link this support article from Roadie, just let me know. And we'll certainly leave this linked in the description. So you can see all these things about this new My Stats on Roadie. What area is it in? Well, it's in your, any area that's called your metropolitan statistical area, your service area, basically. What happens if you fall below? You'll be placed in still needs improvement or unacceptable, et cetera, et cetera. Continuing to be in that low zone could get you deactivated on Roadie. So, we'll finish with this on Roadie. There's that whole discussion of I'm an independent contractor. We never used to have, well, to a degree, we've had metrics like customer rating. We've had that since I started in 2015. We've had acceptance rate and stuff like that on DoorDash since I started DoorDash in 2018. So I get it. But I guess the point is more and more companies are adding stuff like this, different thresholds. And, we just continue to watch it, right? We continue to watch it because we certainly don't want any threshold that becomes a little too much for the worker, right? But let's move on. If you're just joining, this is all from our free monthly newsletter. Over 6,100 gig workers on that newsletter. I'll send you news every month. You can read it in a couple of minutes. So check that out. Also check out our brand new tool for gig workers called ShiftMate for iOS. We are constantly pushing out new updates. If you have ShiftMate already, thank you. And frankly, thank you for being an early tester. It is not perfect. Hang with us. We are a bootstrapped local company, and we appreciate your support. iOS, shiftmateapp.com, Android, or any other operating system, simply sign up for that newsletter on the ShiftMate website, respectively. Next, something that I was very excited about, frankly, and I dedicated an entire live stream to it because I think it's just so fascinating. Let's turn our attention to Amazon. And again, you can watch the whole video on this coming up here. Actually, my mistake. Let's touch on this first, and then we'll get into the Amazon update. Real briefly, Amazon Flex celebrating 10 years. 10 years, Amazon Flex has been a thing. So Amazon Flex is their last mile delivery platform. And I signed up, 2018, 19, when they first were coming out in San Diego, California. And Amazon Flex, let's just look at what they said here, announced in 2015, you can see here, and the journey of expansion, new features, adding things like you can see here, Whole Foods Market around 2019, adding Amazon Fresh, adding sub same day delivery, which are delivery requests that will be delivered that same day. And you can see even more features here and marketplaces in countries as well. So Amazon Flex, 10 years, what would I say as someone who signed up in the early days of Amazon Flex versus where it is now? Okay. Let's do that. My criticisms of Flex have been they haven't innovated enough and fast enough. But that is kind of how Amazon's been. They do what they know, and they do it very well, which is logistics. They're in the logistics game, and they know logistics, the warehousing, the supplying of the routes, typically for their delivery service providers, their DSPs, now transitioning that to an independent contractor role, which is Amazon Flex. And I will say, they do that quite well. The platform generally works quite well. It hasn't always been seamless. As someone who, again, I've been on Flex for 8+ years, that has had glitches and this and that, poor navigation, but they've improved it over these 10 years. Should you sign up for Flex? Well, if you like warehouse delivery, and these are the side hustles that you just go to a warehouse, you get all this stuff, and then you deliver. You don't have to juggle individual requests. It's predictable. You can hang out with your buddy, your friend, your spouse, your dog, and do the deliveries. Remember, only you can make the deliveries, technically, in your independent contractor agreement. I'm just letting you know. You do what you want, but only you are supposed to get out of the vehicle at the warehouse. Only you are the one conducting the actual deliveries. You can have a little support system there, just to let you know. So it's not, a bad gig app. It's not. I don't love it. I think that the pay per mile is going to be lower, frankly, than some other, gig apps. But it's predictable. But only the pay is predictable, because at the time of filming, you don't know where you're going until you get the routes. Now that's different on instant offers. We're not going to get into instant offers. We're talking about their shift work. And moving on to our next story here, I'll finish with this. I've said this before. I think Amazon Flex could be a top 5, top 4, maybe gig platform if they showed the worker the route. I believed and still believe that DoorDash's Dash Link leapfrogged Amazon Flex, even though DoorDash is brand new. Or Dash Link, excuse me. Dash Link is brand new. Dash Link, which is DoorDash's similar service, go to a warehouse, get stuff, deliver on that route. But they've only been out for a year and a half, maybe 2 years on Dash Link. And I think it's already better than Flex, who's been out for 10 years. Why? Because Dash Link shows you the routes. It shows you the pay. Yes, Amazon Flex shows you the pay as well. It shows you the time. Both show you the time. But it shows you how many stops do you have? How many packages do you have? Where is it going? Visibly, where is it going? You see the pay. You see the warehouse that you pick up from. That's about it. You see the time because it says 2.5 hour, 3 hour routes. But it's so important to see that route. It is so important. And Dash Link and DoorDash did that when they first came out. Flex could be a top 4 or 5 side hustle if they did that. If they show routes, and I know they can show routes, but they choose not to. So we'll see what comes with Amazon Flex. Now, here's what I wanted to show you, what I was excited about, is a tool for you, the gig worker, that's not coming to the gig worker. This is Amazon's new delivery glasses, AI-enabled and augmented reality-enabled glasses. Remember Google Glass, and we all thought it was ridiculous, and it was way ahead of its time, adoption rate very low. But hey, fast forward now, 2025, these are glasses with a built-in display that show the DSP drivers essential info. Are there pets? What's the address? Delivery instructions, and the packages that they need, what type of package, and can take the confirmation picture all hands-free. And this is what I did a complete live stream on. You can watch that replay. I'll leave that in the description. This is fascinating to me, though. Now, initially, it is coming to DSP drivers, delivery service partners. We as independent contractors are not DSPs. Those are the drivers with the actual Amazon vans. And I believe they're an independent contractor just to an actual separate delivery entity, not even Amazon. It gets a little confusing there. But we're contracted with Amazon. We are independent contractors working for Amazon. The DSPs are independent contractors working for a separate delivery provider. If I remember that correctly, you can let me know in the chat there. So I was just proposing, hey, wouldn't it be crazy if this came to you though? Not even just on Flex. Imagine this came to other gig platforms, any delivery platform, frankly, even rideshare. I don't know. Because look at this. This is what that DSP driver would see. And you can show of hands again in the live chat in the comments, had you done Amazon Flex? I think, as again, predictable as Flex is, it is kind of the most cumbersome, if I'm honest, platform. Why? Because again, this is the DSP driver, but imagine doing this in your car. You want to sort by stop, but still, okay, I have my phone. I'm looking at the info. I did organize by stop, so it should be right there in front of me, fine. But I'm scanning the package. I'm like, all right, scan the package. Mark picked up, start drop off. Okay, let me carry the box, put the phone on the box, and I'm exaggerating a little bit. But sometimes you'll have 3 or 4 packages at a stop. And then you're like, okay, two of these, put that down, and okay, take a picture of this one. I got to take another picture. I'm going next door, so I'll just walk. I'll just carry the other package over that, Imagine you didn't have to juggle your phone. And I know I've seen some workers have your phone strapped to your wrist or something, but then you got to get back in your car. Imagine you had an augmented glasses like this that says how many packages, the address, what kind of packages. You can see medium envelope in this example. And you can see it scans it automatically. And then like I showed you before, it will scan out the package. It gives you turn-by-turn walking instructions shown here. Now, look, I know there's a lot of, positive and negative looks at AI and tech, and this is augmented reality combined with AI. But I know, some of us are tech averse. I don't want to lose my job to DoorDash Dot. I don't want to lose my job, and this is just training the AI algorithm. It's all going to be Tesla Optimus robots, man. Laugh now, but 20 years, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. But for the worker right now, and at least my idea of scalability, right now, even 10 years, the tech that could help you as a delivery driver, if I can look down, hit the button for a confirmation picture. Other side of the coin, though, I try to give you both sides here. Yeah. For instance, Tony Xu, DoorDash's CEO, has said autonomy is different for food delivery than rideshare. Rideshare, Uber has 15 plus AV partners, autonomous vehicle partners. So the last 10 feet are handled by the passenger in those platforms. They get out of the vehicle. Food delivery, you have to transition that product to the food. So how is that facilitated? They try to answer that question with DoorDash Dot. So you better believe this is being used for AI training, and even Uber's new announcement from Only on Uber event, their 4th annual one, their new digital tasks pay you as a driver courier, but then it's being used for AI training. So, right? Kind of double-edged sword there. Let's move on to Uber. Briefly here, this is more of a niche feature, but if you want to see a Uber shift, grammatically speaking, if you want to see an Uber shift that I did, rideshare, you might forget about this. Typically, rideshare pays more than delivery. I want to let you know that. Typically, it pays more, but there's other risks involved, right? So check out that 2 shifts that I did recently on Uber rideshare this past weekend for Halloween. So Uber announced this Uber Encore program starting, a couple days ago, November 1st. Uber Black operators will receive 1 month of, this is the premium ride sharing option, Uber Black extension for their 2019 vehicle or newer for every 100 economy trips taken per month, repeatable up to 12 times. All non-Uber Black rides qualify. So for any trips that Black drivers take that aren't Uber Black, Uber X, Comfort, XL, etc., for every 100 of those taken per month, they'll get an Uber Black extension. Now, again, not going to be a ton of drivers. A, you have to drive for Uber. B, you have to have a newer vehicle. But Uber Black is kind of akin to what Uber started as. If you forget, or if you just didn't know, Uber started as a black car service, a premium black car service. So those that have the nicer premium vehicle, and yes, service is going to come with that. You can't just have a nice vehicle and have awful service. Black car customers are going to require excellent customer service and superb vehicles. At least, that means just clean inside and outs and professional driving. It's a different clientele. But if you're a black driver, 2019 vehicle every 100 trips, again, you'll get that 1 month extension. This kind of makes me think of the Platinum Pass on DoorDash, where on the Platinum Pass, if you're Platinum for 4 weeks, you get an extra week free on Platinum, where you do not have to maintain the metrics. But then again, like after you exit Platinum Pass, you're ranked based on your current metrics, so you kind of have to maintain it. Anyway, thanks for being here. I hope you're getting value. My name is Mike. Drop a like on this video real quick before we get into our next story. I've been doing gig work since 2015. I've done basically every app and niche, and all I do here is help me make money in different side hustles while still testing and vetting these platforms. And listen, if you've subscribed, you're like, I don't really want to watch a lot of content anymore. You got to. I mean, because this stuff's always changing. The apps that I was talking about 3 years ago, it's not the same apps as today. And we've seen new features come out that's always changing. That's why I try to give you the most updated information. Next, let's move to grocery shopping. This is Shipt, owned by Target. Look at what they just did. Everyone's doing it. Can you see it? Everyone is doing this, routed deliveries. So this is similar to the warehouse stuff that I talked about with Gopuff and Amazon Flex. So this is routed delivery. Now, the news here is they expanded routed deliveries at Target. Why Target? Well, it's owned by Target. Target owns Shipt, Alabama-based Shipt. So take a look here. All you're going to do is go to a Target. Routes are offered as early as 5 a.m. Why does that matter? Because if you like Walmart Spark is a great early AM side hustle. You know what else might be? Rideshare, but maybe you don't want to do rideshare. I have heard from gig workers like you. That's why I need you to comment on our videos here with your questions, concerns, what's working, what's not, or just share your stories, because now you know when offers drop as early as 5 a.m. and the first arrival window will be 7 a.m. So if this is when you're free, if you're up super early, you can start taking offers. And then okay, I got some time. I'll get breakfast, whatever, because my first arrival is at 7 a.m. So continuing, Target delivery routes are time flexible, meaning that they can be delivered at your convenience throughout the day. And what I've loved about Shipt, I don't do a lot of Shipt anymore. I used to do a lot more when they first came again to San Diego when I was out there, is it is kind of flexible. You have a delivery window on Shipt, and the same thing kind of with Instacart, but I feel like more so on Shipt. It'll say deliver between 5 and 6 p.m. So you have a window. And honestly, if you time it right, maybe you can even complete a quick food delivery or something. Always make sure you're on time though, but you have a little bit of a window there. And here's how you actually get the routes. So here's what it's going to look like. So when you're on your Shipt Shopper app, you can see available offers. You can preview the route right here. There's your stops. Claim the route. Review it. And then it's claimed. So this is what I think, like I said, Amazon Flex should do. Here, let me come a little closer. You couldn't quite see that. So let's go through this again here. This is what Amazon Flex should do. They should show you the route, the stops, the stop count, like Shipt is doing right here. They're showing you the count, obviously the time, obviously the pay, but they're showing you stop counts and package count. So already, I have not seen this here in Pittsburgh yet. I've looked, but it might be there. Again, this might be more of a early morning thing. This already gives me more confidence than Amazon Flex again, because Shipt is at least showing us some information here. Now let's stay on the shopping platform here. Okay. Let's stay on shopping and turn our attention now to the basically, competitor of Shipt, Instacart, providing a more straightforward replacement experience. This just announced a couple of weeks ago, and they say, hey, the app will now walk you through the steps to choose the best replacement or make a refund when an item is sold out. Now, that's not necessarily new. I mean, Shipt and Instacart have both been giving you recommendations of what to do when it comes to item substitutions, okay? But they're improving this replacement or refund process here. So we can see here, double check. This is what your screen is going to look like. If you can't find it, of course, it's going to say, make sure you're looking in the right aisle and stuff like that. Fine, makes sense. Asking an associate, which it tells you to do. I mean, this is why I don't love shopping. If you like shopping, that's fine. But even finding and asking an associate takes more time. But look here. So it'll give you substitutions. You'll say, okay, that's not available. It'll recommend substitutions and see if you can find one of those. Comparing our options, sends it to the customer, and you'll be notified when a substitution is chosen. And you can see here, again, what the customer sees, what it's replaced with. Do they approve it or do they request a change? The only thing I don't love about this is, again, it all takes time. Now, the faster you get at these stores, the more familiar you're going to get. You're going to know exactly where the organic blueberry jam is laid out, right? So sure, it's faster. It's a little more streamlined. You can see here, just like the ratings that I showed you on other platforms, we talked about Flex. Spark has similar ratings. DoorDash, of course, they all have ratings here. And there's Instacart. So here's a real-time screenshot right here. Again, I think you really have to be the right fit for grocery shopping. You gotta have patience. Maybe I don't have enough patience. You gotta be patient. I want to be in and out of places. I don't want to wait. I mean, frankly, that's kind of why I love doing rideshare this past weekend. You don't even have to get out of the vehicle. It's like, all right, get in, let's go, you're done. Food delivery, get in, it's for Dave, thank you, I'm gone. Versus grocery, it's like, oh, item 38, that's not available. Substitution, I'll just wait on that, right? And you're already waiting on some other substitutions. It's up to you. I just want to let you know that is brand new. Turning our attention, only 2 stories left, so make sure to like this video. Don't leave this video yet. I want to go over these last 2 stories with you. Appreciate you being here. Not huge, but kind of huge. Lyft acquires TBR Global Chauffeuring. Now, this is I'm not particularly familiar with TBR, but they are a large, you can see here, one of the world's most respected names in luxury chauffeuring for approximately $110 million. So what is this going to do? I believe, if we can find it here, this might be more of a international acquisition operating across 6 continents, 120 countries, and over 3,000 cities. TBR has established itself as a leader in the global luxury chauffeur services industry. So what this might mean for you, Is Lyft going to have more options in the luxury service? Is there going to be more black car options for premium services on Lyft? If you're already a premium driver, might that bring in more competition? Right? Because TBR drivers, are they going to be now just, Lyft premium or black or whatever they call it here? And especially, like, maybe they're not operating in the US as much. Maybe this is an international thing. What would that do to your marketplace? So again, $110 million approximate acquisition here, TBR Global Chauffeuring and Lyft. And lastly, let's go over a platform that is also not really looked at a lot. Gopuff. You know Gopuff? I mean, do you even, you remember Gopuff, right? Have you done Gopuff? Let me know. So remember, Gopuff is one of those warehouse-based platforms. So I'm going to go to the Gopuff warehouse in my marketplace. If I try to log on, I think you have to do the two-factor authentication here. Let's see if I can log on real quick. Where's my Gopuff? There it is. You can tell I don't do a lot of Gopuff if I can't even remember where I put up my phone. But I do want to show you real quick if I can. There's my verification code. So, yeah, I'd like to show you this because you might never have even seen these screens. So here's Gopuff. Right? Here's Gopuff. That is the logo for the little warehouse. So I get to this warehouse, I slide, go online, and it sends me offers picking up at this warehouse. Again, kind of like a DashMart. That's why I linked it to the DashMart at the beginning of this video. So it's going to be a number of bins when you get there. Currently 9 to 11 waiting, 0 to 6 minute estimated wait time. And actually, can I show you the pay? I used to show you the base pay. Let's see if we can find that out together. There we go. Yes. Well, it's similar to other platforms. They call it variable base pay. I mean, if you think about it, other platforms, it is variable, right? DoorDash, it's $2 to $10. Okay. I don't think they're going to show the actual, there's wait time pay. So if you're at the warehouse already, and you can see, keyword, you have to be scheduled. So if you are scheduled on a shift and you're waiting, you get some wait pay. I'll say, I think the pay is quite low on Gopuff. It never was great. It kind of relies a lot on customer tips. I just want to make you aware of that. That's my opinion. If you're making bank from Gopuff, let me know. But I'll just ask you this. Is there a reason why Uber and DoorDash have like 8 million users on each platform respectively, and Gopuff has like probably under 1 million? Under 1 million. If you're killing it, I mean, go ahead. Okay, so they added a separate step on those bins when you get in. Because again, I mean, you're going to be out here by yourself, so pay attention to this. I mean, Gopuff can be good for alcohol deliveries though. When I did Gopuff this year, it was almost all alcohol. So if you're in a college town, if there's parties, even vacation spots, tourist attractions, or hit this on the weekends, you could make some decent money here if, alcohol delivery is very busy. So find the bin containing your order, scan the QR code for each component listed on your pickup screen. Typically, it's just going to be the bag, if I remember correctly. So it's going to be A brown paper bag is going to have the blue Gopuff logo, and you scan that bag. Sometimes it can be loose items. If it's alcohol, you scan the bottle. You scan the 6-pack, you scan this and that, right? But general goods, it's going to be like a paper bag. Now you also have to scan the barcode on the bin. So step 3 here, this is new. And we can see that at the top as well. Scan the barcode of the bin containing your order to complete the pickup process. I would imagine, like, why? Why, man? Can I just scan the bottle or scan the bag? Why? That's gotta be maybe an internal auditing thing. Because yeah, I can scan the bag, but was it in the correct bin? Scanning the bin for you as the Gopuff driver, it's not going to do a ton. I don't care about the bin. It could be hanging from the ceiling. I don't care. Give me the bag. I scan the bag and I'm out of there. It's got to be an internal auditing thing. Because like, hey man, the driver scanned bin 5. You were supposed to put that in bin 2 or bin 4, bin 5, stuff like that. I can't think of too many other scenarios where it would do anything for you as the Gopuff driver to scan the bin. We're scanning what's inside the bin, but scanning the actual bin. Not a huge deal. Am I upset I have to scan a bin? No, it's going to take another 3 seconds. Don't be too bummed about it. You have to scan like every single package on Amazon Flex. So, tough, scan the bin. You have to scan every single package on DoorDash DashLink. Sometimes they change this stuff, but that's how it is. So here's what I want to do. I want to take your questions briefly. So put a question mark, or if you're watching in the replay, just do that in the comment section down below. Let me know which one of these stories stood out most to you. With the Dash forwarding events, was it DoorDash partnering with another robotics provider? Amazon Flex, around for 10 years. Was it the Amazon glasses thing or something else? I'm curious. So kind of let me know what stood out most to you. Let me answer your questions right now.